Okay, so as I was saying, it's gonna be about the worst clients. So I think my next worst client, after all those people who I was talking about in the last video with the wig and oh, my sister stole my money, and oh, could you meet me at McDonald's at 10 o'clock at night, and oh, I'm gonna pay you, I'm gonna pay you, I'm gonna pay you, and it never happens. So the next client, or my friend I had, did some false locks. She liked them. Some people was going off in my comments, DMs, whatever, telling me I did a bad job and stuff when I gave her exactly what she asked for. And I'm starting to think some of y'all don't know the difference between false locks and, goddess locks. Like, y'all expect it to look a certain way because y'all thinking about goddess locks, and that's not what people ask for. So then, yeah, so then this person, she slid up on my thing, and then she sent me a picture, and she's like, oh, can you do this? And I was like, I think so. I mean, it's the same process. Like, it was the same locks, but like it just had either like a couple of curly pieces out, like hanging out, excuse me, or I had them at the ends, right? So so I was like, oh, I think so. And then I was like, all right, fine, when do you want me to do it, And then she was like, oh, before we go back to school. And see, we was getting to like the end of Mardi Gras break, so it was like going back to school was on Monday, and I just spent all day in whoever's hair yesterday. So then I was like, okay, I have to help someone do something on Friday, so can we do it on Thursday, which was, the next day. And then she was like, yeah, and then she was asking me what type of hair to get. I sent her the pictures of what type of hair to get, right? Then I was telling her, I was like, okay, so my mom goes to work at a certain time. What time do you want me to come to your house, get dropped off, or whatever? I gave her the time that my mom goes to work, and I gave her the time that my mom gets dropped off. And then she was just like, yeah. And I was like, well, which one? In the morning or what? And then she was like, oh, I had thought you said for whatever in the afternoon. And I was like, you just said yeah, you didn't say, which one. So I was a little confused. So I said, all right, no problem. And then so then I'm driving, like my mom is driving me to go to her house, and I was under the impression that she was at her own house, but when I get there, it's not her own house, and she just got there, like she just got out of the truck and everything, and trying to catch the little dog that's running around and stuff. So that was it. And then I went to her house, and she got a chair and sat down for me to do her hair, and I was opening up the bags of her hair and everything. And then when like I got to her hair, like she had it up in a puff. So basically it's like, she had on a little headband, a black headband. She always wears headbands, and sometimes like, because I know this person, not like on a personal level, but you know someone because you've seen them around, y'all go to the same places and stuff. And it's like I always seen her with either braids or a wig. Like I don't think I ever seen her with, her own hair out. So yeah, there was that. And she had it like in a puff, but like, it wasn't like, all sleek and everything. It was just like, that little, oh, I'm gonna brush it up real quick before I go outside, go to the stove type puff, right? So yeah, so I started trying to like part across the back of her head or whatever for me to get a little square so I could do the first one. And then I did the first one, I did a little lock, and then I had the curls hanging out at the bottom, and I took a picture of it, and I was like, oh, is this what you wanted? Like, well, actually I took a video of it, and I was like, oh, is this what you want? And I like recorded, and then I showed it to her, and then she's like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So then like I'm doing her hair, I'm like 2 rows in, and like her hair had a slight smell, but you know, in my mind I was like assuming, I'm like, oh, she must be using some type of gel or something that I don't like, right? But I guess it wasn't gel. I guess her hair just had a smell. So I did the first 2 rows in the back, and then like as I moved up, it was like, and I was trying to comb her hair and stuff. It was just very, I feel like if you have type 4 hair or whatever, you know, you know how like how it feels when you comb your hair out after you had braids in for however many months. It felt like that, right? Basically, when I was trying to comb out her hair, and she had these like, I don't know if it was like supposed to be like a orangey brown tips or whatever, and like when I was combing, it was just like coming in my hand, and I was just like, oh dang. And then so it's like as I was moving further up, like, you know, up her hair, like the piece of hair, as I was moving from like the ends to like up to comb in or whatever, it like buku hair was just coming out of my hand. There was buku balls of hair that I was just throwing away every time I do a new little piece. And her, like most of her hair besides the little ends or whatever, is black, but it's like her hair was so dirty that it was coming out, and like the balls of hair was looking gray. And then I think during the course of me doing her hair, I didn't took like 3 or 4 bathroom breaks, because I was like, the smell of her hair making my head hurt or whatever, right? So I'm like, okay, let me go use the bathroom. And you know, so, like a few times I didn't even have to use the bathroom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I used the bathroom like once, but it's like, you know, you just go in there because you gotta sit for a little minute, you know, breathe, and you just gotta sit for a little minute and breathe and stuff. And then you gotta, you know, convince yourself not to give up. And then you go back and you go to finish like doing her hair or whatever. And it's like, I can insert pictures, and I think I might insert a picture and crop it out. But it's like when I was doing her hair, I did the rows in the back, and then as I moved up in the front to complete the hair and stuff, it's like particles and stuff was falling out of her hair. So I did, like, I was trying to comb out something like right here in the middle of her head, because I had finished the back already. I'm trying to comb it out, and then like after I left that little piece that I just combed out up, I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, oh wow, this little stuff on the hair, and I'm trying to like dust off her shoulders and everything, and that's just the dirt falling out her hair. Like honestly, that's exactly what it was. There had particles everywhere. And then I tried to be slick and take a picture of it, because I'm like after I was trying to dust it off, I was like, oh, that's what this is. So then I got my phone out to try to take a picture, and you know, me being retarded in myself, I took a picture and the flash went off, you know. I guess you could say I got caught lacking. It is what it is. So yeah, I took the picture and the flash went off, and in my head I was like, oh dang, I done messed up now. So then I was like, you know, I'm in my head talking to myself. I'm like, dang, Paris, you ain't even discreet. You ain't slick at all. Come on. So then I was like, oh, I'm just taking a picture of your hair, of the ones I already did, so that I could post it or something like that, right? And then she was like, oh, okay. And you know, she's a nice person. I'm not saying that anything was wrong, like with her as a person. I'm just saying, like,
her hair was filthy.
yeah. So there was that, and then like I didn't have any gel. I had like this little edge control, but like it was practically empty. I could go get it now and show you that it was practically empty. So I like what am I trying to say here? Yeah, so I was trying to put that on her hair, and then I was like, I ain't got enough edge control to be putting this everywhere. Let me just save the rest for the front. And so it's like I kept trying to unbraid her hair and rebraid it tighter, pull it tighter, without necessarily, like, you know, making her trying to make her feel like I'm pulling her hair out or something. So I'm just like in it, undoing it. Then I'm like, oh, that don't look tight enough. Let me pull it some more. I undo it and redo it, you know. And then it's like I'm trying my best to I'm trying my best to comb it out and stuff and make it look almost as, you know, I can't even really make it sleek at this point because her hair was just dry and I ain't have no gel or nothing to like try to slick it up with for me to get a grip and everything. So after I was finished, it took me about 12 hours, and it took me, like the person who hair I did before that I said I was talking about the day before, it took me 8 hours, I think. And I can't believe, like, you know, I'm up here doing somebody's hair from like 4 something in the afternoon to like 4 in the morning. You know, like, I did it for $50. I don't even feel like it was worth it, like me spending all that time for $50, me, you know, whatever. So then while I was there, I guess her auntie, I think, had came home or something, and her sister was like, her auntie and her mom had came home, and her sister was asking her mom, and she's like, oh, can I make popcorn? And then her mom was like, sure, whatever, go ahead. So then she made some, and it had this like big container like this big and deep and whatever, so full of popcorn. And so her sister like gave her some, and then she gave the auntie some, and then they're eating, and then the mom, like Janae, oops, dang, and then yeah.